this video has been such a nightmare to edit, it's not even episode 11 yet. Hey everybody, Lilliput here, and welcome back to Let's Play EarthBound. In the previous video, we arrived here in Happy Village and defeated Mr. Carpenter. So, what we're going to be doing in today's video is we're going to be exploring this cave right here. And while we do that, we are also going to be leveling up Paula so that she can become super powerful and things like that. But first, let's call Nessa's father so that we can get some money and stuff. I deposited $507 in your bank account. Taking away with your space, $507 in the bank account. Gee, that's great dialogue, Joey says, yay, or something like that. Something interesting about the game's dialogue, actually, is that the developer of this game sent this out to a toy. I'm not entirely sure if this is for this game or EarthBound Beginnings. I think it's for this game. But Sujisato Toy wrote most of the dialogue in the game by himself. But the thing is, he didn't know how to use a computer at the time this game was being developed. So, when they were making the game, he had somebody else type up the dialogue for this game, often one letter at a time. So that's pretty interesting to see, like just how far they were gonna go with developing this game. I'm not really, that's not the term that I'm looking for. Like, that's like a pretty interesting thing that happened during development, not when they're. I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore. But anyway, we're gonna be buying like a bunch of croissants right now because they're gonna be skip sandwiches would also be helpful too. So let's go buy some of these as well. Alright, this is what we eventually ended up with, about 4 croissants and 3 skip sandwiches, as well as equipment for Paula. As you can see right here, Paula now has like a separate equip screen, that's going to apply for all the permanent party members in the game. One more thing I'd like to do real quick is that I'd like to buy some pizza from Mock Pizza real quick. Hello, this is Mock Pizza, what would you like to order? We're going to order a large pizza because it's going to be pretty helpful for us in the next area. I'm not entirely sure if you actually have to wait 3 minutes in real life for this to work. I put in the description below all the times you have to wait for getting all the types of pizza in the game. But as for right now, I'm going to talk to a couple characters of interest, and then I'm going to cut ahead to the pizza man actually selling up. So let's go talk to this person over here. My wife has run away for a second time. I'm such a lucky man. That's one of my favorite things in dialogue in the game. Yeah, I think I talked to all these characters before, but I think only like 3 of them like really stand out after you defeat Mr. Carpenter. The blue cow thing wasn't really such a great idea after all, huh? Aw, the poor cow. I guess you could say he was feeling very blue. It's okay to laugh at my stupid jokes, alright? Alright, now this person is like, finally, I now have the chance to apologize and things like that. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna cut it to the pizza guys. Well, actually, no way, I could take this time to explain something interesting about Paula. Each of the party members in the game have something very unique about them that, well, makes them unique, such as the fact that Ness is like the first party member in the game, and he's usually gonna have like the most power points and HP. Well, I don't think he's not the most power points, but he definitely will have the most HP throughout the game. And the fact that he's going to be like the most high level and stuff like that, that's what makes Ness unique, among other things. What makes Paula unique is that during battle, she has a few exclusive PSI moves just like Ness does, but she also has the ability to pray. This is a very important move for later in the game. I won't go into that right now, but there are several effects that can happen when you use pray in battle. The dialogue for when she prays will be random, but I have a list right here of all the stuff that can happen while she's praying. Dazzling Effect does 100 damage to a random enemy. All enemies and party members will begin crying. Golden Light restores a random party member's HP. Heaven Rending Sound. All enemies and party members will begin feeling strange. Heavy Air. All enemies and party members' defense is lowered. Mysterious Aroma. All enemies and party members will fall asleep. Mysterious Light restores 1 to 5 power points to all party members. Very Subtle Light restores 5% HP to all party members. Warm Light restores 10% HP to all party members. And Rainbow Colored Light revives all unconscious enemies and party members. So this is a very unique ability because it can be very helpful for you, but at the same time it can also benefit the enemies that you're fighting. So this is like a very unique risk versus reward type ability that only Paula has. Hello, Maca Pizza Delivery. Here is your pizza pie, so that'll be $238. What? $200 for pizza? And I only have 18. Wow. Maybe it'll work? You're a little short on cash. I think I might be a little bit more than a little short there, buddy. What do you have to say? I'm a changed person. I'm no longer a believer in happyism. Anyway, I'm very curious about the place that lies ahead of here. So I guess we can have the characters order pizza later. It's not like I was exactly counting on being able to get the pizza in this place. But it would have been nice because it's a very useful healing ability. But anyway, we're now in the second dungeon in the game. Well, technically a sanctuary, but I'm going to call it dungeon because I'm a Zelda nerd. This is the second sanctuary, Lilliput Steps, with our first enemy, the Mole playing rough. 103 HP, 0 power points, 22 offense, 28 defense, 9 speeds, 2 guts, 456 experience, $36 when you defeat him. Has a 4 in 128 chance of dropping a Croissant. Weaknesses: 75% fire, 75% freeze, 99% flash, 99% paralysis, 50% Brainshock, 10% hypnosis. Attacks: scratch with its claws, low level damage. Claws with the sharp nails, high level damage. Size up the situation, it'll start feeling strange. Be absent-minded will have no effect. Something unique about this enemy, well, not unique about this enemy, but now that we have our second party member, Paula, those weaknesses I was talking about, fire, freeze, flash, paralysis, Brainshock, hypnosis, they actually now have meaning. Before, only flash, paralysis, and hypnosis had meaning, but now we can add fire and freeze. So the only weakness that we don't have access to at the moment is Brainshock, but I will be talking about the other ones right now. You may notice that you might be wondering what exactly it means for an enemy to be 75% vulnerable to fire. What this means is that if I were to have Paula use PSI Fire on these enemies, then it will do more damage than using just like a regular bass attack at our current level. But the thing is, it doesn't really help that much. It will be more helpful, but it's not helpful by that much. So because it consumes power points and it doesn't actually do that much more damage to them than just fighting them normally, then now that you know the percentage of what these attacks can do to these enemies, you can now use this as like a guide to see like what PSI abilities you should use. Like for the Moplang Roughs, if you're going to be using that's a very weird term to say, fighting the Moplang Roughs. That's like very weird. But anyway, when you're fighting them, now you know that it would be a better idea to use either PSI Flash or PSI Paralysis against those enemies. So, if you're using this as a guide, try to pay attention to the percentages of how weak these enemies are to the different PSI abilities in the game. Alright, let's continue onward and fight some more enemies. These are Mr. Baddies! Yay! And their overworld sprite looks really adorable, by the way. But anyway, Mr. Baddies. 86 HP, 0 power points, 25 offense, 5 defense, 29 speed, 4 guts, 304 experience, $30 when you defeated. Has a 2 in 128 chance of dropping a jar of heart sauce when you defeated. I'll go over what this item does in the description below if you want to read that. Weaknesses: 75% fire, 75% freeze, 50% flash, 99% paralysis, 99% Brainshock, 0% hypnosis. Attacks: bass, low level damage. Sense of the situation, the enemy will begin to feel strange. Becomes friendly and affectionate, will solidify a party member. Let me just say for the record, it is a little bit weird that these enemies are weak to PSI Brainshock, because this is an ability that we're not going to see for a very long time. So when we get that party member, if we were to try to come back here and fight the Mr. Baddies, then we just defeat them in the overworld. So it's a little bit weird, but at the same time, I can understand why they programmed all this into the game. Like, well, I'm sure it'll make sense later in the game when I continue talking about the different types of enemies, because I do believe there are stronger versions of the Mr. Batty enemies that we're going to be facing later in the game. So I guess it makes sense that they'd have all the different weaknesses programmed to every single enemy rather than just a select handful of them. Do I want to fight? Yeah, I guess I don't have a choice. Will my chair stop squeaking? Jeez, I know I've said this before already, but this chair that I sit in squeaks all the time, and it's annoying. Ooh, Paula realized the power of PSI Thunder Alpha. Wow. That's a new ability. I'll talk about that in a second. But right now, I want to point out something. We got a treasure chest, and this is the final piece of armor that Paula can equip. So now she's fully equipped for battle, and it's super cute and stuff. One thing I'd like to say for the record right now is that I've been playing EarthBound for a few years now, and I love this game. And there is some really great representation of the series in Super Smash Bros. Like, we have Ness and Lucas playable in the game, and we have a lot of EarthBound characters that show up in Smash Run for the 3DS version and stuff like that. And we have the Starman assist trophies and things like that. But let me just say for the record, the teddy bear is a defense item in this game. It would be a perfect defense item in Super Smash Bros. Because think about it, a cute little teddy bear will appear on the battlefield. You'll pick it up, and it'll act as kind of like a shield. It would be like the back shield of, from the Kid Icarus series, except it'll like be facing in front of you or something like that. And the reason why I'm saying this, the big great item, not just because I love EarthBound, but just think about it for a second. A teddy bear in Smash Brothers. With the character roster now, if this appeared in Smash Bros. For Wii U, it's probably never going to, because they've already confirmed that there's no longer any more DLC for the game. But just think about it. We have like characters like Cloud, Ryu, Bayonetta. Imagine Bayonetta with a teddy bear. That would just be hilarious. Hey, you're running away from me. You're scared of me. You're scared of me. I guess I could. No, I'm not going to take too long. We're already at 14 minutes recording-wise, so I don't want to take too long recording this video. Because I don't want editing to be a nightmare, and I don't want these videos to be too long, because we've already had 2 videos in the Let's Play that have gone on for like half an hour. So I don't want that to be like a common thing, because that'd be very bad juju on our faces. Why do I say juju a lot? That's a Xenoblade character. No, Ness, don't you dare. Ness, I saw that. Don't make me think I didn't see that. Okay, I'm just gonna look over my notes real quick because I want to see what these characters are. Okay, I'm just gonna fight them normally. Hopefully nothing bad will happen. The reason why I'm freaking out right now is because it said on screen a moment ago that Ness was starting to crave pizza. Not pizza, steak. And the reason why it says that is because Ness has an exclusive status effect where he'll feel homesick. What this means is that Ness will occasionally like just not attack at all. Either he will not attack, or, well, that's just it. He would like completely miss a turn. So it's not exactly the best thing in the world when you're in a big situation like this, where we have like a couple tough enemies, and like our HP is running low, and one of our party members is just not attacking. This only applies to Ness. All the other party members that we're facing in the game, they won't have the status effect. It's only Ness that has this. Now, there are a couple of ways you can cure this. There are a couple of items that can heal this, which I have on screen right now because I just can't remember off the top of my head. And there are also a couple other things. The biggest way you can... okay, what do I want to do here? Well, let's get away from you. The easiest way you can cure homesickness if you don't have these items is that try to get to a telephone and have Ness call his mother. That's the simplest way you can cure homesickness. What you can also do is buy an egg. You can buy an egg item. I don't remember if it's an egg or a fresh egg. I don't know if there's a difference in this game. But you can buy an egg and it will eventually hatch into a chicken. This chicken can be used to cure homesickness. We'll be going over this when we're actually able to buy the eggs. I think we are able to right now, but I don't think they're the right kind of eggs that we need to buy. Can we please defeat this thing, please? Okay, yeah. Oh, we only have 5 HP. Nah. That's not a good thing. Ooh, Paula is leveling up. Okay, what do I want to do now? Okay, let's use life up on Ness. Well, actually, you know what? I have completely forgotten to go over the stats of the Mighty Bear enemy. 167 HP, 0 power points, 29 offense, 31 defense, 7 speed, 1 guts, 609 experience when you defeat it, $49 when you defeat them. Has a 2 in 128 chance of dropping a teddy bear. Weaknesses: 75% vulnerable to fire, 75% vulnerable to freeze, 50% flash, 10% paralysis, 10% Brainshock, 50% hypnosis. Attacks: Bass, low level damage. Claws with the sharp nails, high level damage. Uses a biting attack, high level damage. These can be pretty difficult enemies to fight, so what I recommend you do with them is that I recommend you try to... That is jerkus enemy placement. Come on. Yeah, this is not good. Alright, yeah, as I was saying, it's not gonna go... Oh jeez, what was I saying? The Mighty Bear is kind of similar to the Rowdy Mouse in a way, because you want to make sure your HP is completely restored before fighting them, or at least mostly restored, because they have 2 attacks to do high level damage, and that is not a very good thing, because obviously you'll take damage very easily from fighting those things, because, well, like I just said, they have 2 attacks to do high level damage, and that is a very deadly combination. There's the person, there's the Croissant, yay, has a 120% chance of appearing. Do I want to... Yes, I do. Let's hope this wasn't a stupid mistake. And while I fight this Mighty Bear, I want to explain a little detail that's honestly very disturbing. The EarthBound series, something well known about it is that it contains dark elements from time to time, like we already saw the police brutality references earlier in the game. But there's a detail about... Stop craving steakness! That better not happen frequently during the boss fight. Something that happens, You've gotta be kidding me! Okay. Thank God! That stupid enemy. That's honestly very depressing. Okay, let's grab this as fast as we can. Because there's a PSI caramel in there. Let's eat a croissant. Croissants are yummy. They're delicious. And let's get the PSI caramel. Let's take it. Yay! What do I want to do now? My options are to continue on because the boss fight is just up ahead, but would also mean we have to fight the Mighty Bear, and I do have a couple of life noodles which can restore party members. Get away from me! 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 We can restore party members with a couple of life noodles, but at the same time, like I just don't really feel like I want to use it right now. But at the same time, I could go back into town. And I could take this opportunity to also cure Ness's homesickness. But we are literally right near the boss fight, and anything could happen during that time, so... You know what? I'm gonna use a couple of life noodles. This would probably be a really stupid mistake. I pushed the wrong button. I meant to have that restore Paula, and I accidentally clicked Ness's name. You know what happens when you do that? it disappears from your inventory. So, if you didn't mean to do that, if you didn't mean to do that, then you just. I don't want to swear, but you're screwed if that happens. If the what am I even trying to say? You get away from me, stupid bird. If you accidentally push the wrong name when using that item, then they will completely disappear from your inventory no matter what. It is rude. This place does not like me right now. Alright, at the Happy Village Hospital, now I have the opportunity to solve what it's like to revive a party member in the hospital. Paula was just brought in and is still unconscious. Please pay $110 for the doctor's fees. Alright. Paula, you better appreciate me having to fight a bunch of enemies I didn't have to. Having to go in the hospital only to realize I didn't have any money left. And then having to heal my status effect of being homesickness just because you died. You better appreciate it! While we're also back at the Happy Village, one thing I'd like to do real quick is show off the hotels again. Because, well, first of all, this guy has some pretty great dialogue. Greetings, Ness. Please forgive my lecture earlier. You're now welcome to stay for your charge. Would you like to stay? Yes. Excellent. Please make yourself comfortable on our blue seats. No, I'm just kidding. So, one thing that I really like about this game, that I like to do in this game, I don't really see anybody else do this on their playthroughs, but what I like to do in this game is imagine the sleeping arrangements Ness and his party members agree on. Like in this hotel, we have like a desk and a bookcase and some chairs, a table, but 2 beds. So what I'm imagining is that the sleeping arrangement is that Ness and Paula like have their own beds. So that's what I'm always imagined that sleeping arrangement's going to be like. And the unique thing about this game is that the different hotels have different layouts for the actual bedrooms. So it's going to be like completely different to imagining what it's like to imagine the sleeping arrangements that Ness and his friends agree on throughout this game. Okay, after 20 minutes of stuff off screen, I am finally back to where I was. And do you know what happened the past couple of times between that time? Paula died again, twice, and Ness is homesick again. Just because I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing and used a cup of life noodles on Ness instead of Paula. And look at this. We were literally right next to the end of the dungeon. God. If you couldn't tell by now, I don't like this place. If I may go as far as to say this is my least favorite dungeon in the entire game. But anyway, we have plenty of HP right now. We could probably... I'm going to use life up on Ness real quick. Let's give Paula a Croissant real quick before we do anything else. And I'm going to use... I didn't mean to do that. Well, we have plenty of Croissants, so it's not that big of a deal. Alright, Paula ate thing. And now I'm going to use the PSI Caramel on Ness because this can revive power points. This is one of the very few items in the game that can actually recover power points. There's a much stronger one later in the game that I'll make sure to show off because it's actually very interesting for the gameplay. So now that we have done all that, I'm not taking any chances. I am setting a restore point. I know I said I wasn't going to be doing saying these things that often, but after all that stuff that I went through right at that point, I do not want to have to reset this recording. I'm setting a restore point, and now we're going to be going inside the boss fight. You finally got here. This is a second-year sanctuary location, but it's mine now. Take it from me, if you dare. This is the creepiest enemy design for any video game ever. This is the Mondo Mole. 498 HP, 161 power points, 37 offense, 50 defense, 9 speed, 15 guts, 5,791 experience when you defeat it. So make sure you have both party members with you when you get into this battle. It'll drop $400 when you defeat it. In traditional boss fight fashion, you will not have any items when you defeated. Weaknesses: 50% fire, 25% freeze, 99% frost, 99% paralysis, 50% brainshock, 10% hypnosis. It has a lot of attacks, like Bass, low level damage, tears into a target, high level damage, claws with its nails, high level damage, Life Up Alpha recovers 75 to 125 HP. Offense Up Alpha raises Mondomo's offense, and PSI Shield Alpha protects against PSI attacks. Right off the bat, what you want to do is that you want to use a PSI Paralysis against this thing. And then, I'm going to have Paula, what do I want her to do? I'm going to have her use Fire, even though it's like 50% vulnerable to Fire. I just feel like using PSI Fire, because it's going to be doing more damage than Paula's regular attacks. So when I was saying a moment ago that the Mondomo has like one of the most disturbing designs for any villain ever, I am not kidding. Like, he may have characters like the Joker, or Solomon Grundy, or Penguin, or I don't know why I'm using Batman characters to reference, but you may have characters like that, but just look at this guy. He's a giant mole. There's blood on his claws and mouth, and he has like red-black eyes. I am so surprised Nintendo did not censor this when they were translating the game for North America. Now, I know this is a virtual console re-release and all, but still, considering the stuff that they censor nowadays, which I actually don't really have that much of a problem with, like, I understand if they want to censor some stuff for the North American audience. I'm perfectly fine with when they censor stuff, but what I'm surprised about is the fact that they kept this in the game. Not only that, but they also kept the knives that Frank had when we fought him in the game, and EarthBound Beginnings is a little bit worse. They still kept a lot of the censorship that they had, but they make a couple other kind of surprising references. Like, they make a reference to a strip club in that game, and I'm not kidding when I say that. I think they even make a reference like that in this game as well. I don't remember the top of my head right now, but what I do remember is the fact that they make a reference to a strip club in EarthBound Beginnings. So yeah, it's kind of surprising that they kept this kind of stuff in the game. But anyway, the Mondomo should be defeated over soon, so hopefully this will finish it off. Come on, come on, come on. Nope, not quite yet. But it should be defeated soon, because we've done a lot of damage to it already. And Ness is still homesick. Yeah, it's so exciting, except it's not exciting. Have I gone over the PSI Thunder yet? I don't think I have. I'm going to do that right now. PSI Thunder is a attack that you can do. I'm going to have the stats on screen right now as to how much damage it can do. Yay, we defeated it! Yay, we defeated it! This dungeon is over! Yes! This dungeon is finally over! This recording session is... Look at the time that this video is at right now. This recording session has been going on for 54 minutes. After all of that horrible stuff, now the recording session is going on for 55 minutes now. Now that we've done through all that, we are finally going to end this video off when we leave this place. Magic butterfly. We don't need the magic butterfly. We're gonna end this video off here. So, thank you guys so much for watching my pain of going through that stupid dungeon. And in the next video, we'll be making our way back to Tucson by going through Peaceful Rest Valley. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video of EarthBound, and until next time, let gear to you. Oh yeah!